Legendary wrestler Bob Roop, Championship Wrestling from Florida. Big Fan Fest coming up on Saturday, June 15th at the Residence Inn by Marriott Tampa Suncoast in Lutz, Florida. That's in the Tampa area. Bob Roop, so many legends will be there. Ricky The Dragon Steamboat, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, Bob's old partner, Bob Orton Jr., Rip Oliver, Scott Casey, the Cuban assassin, Fidel, and more. It's going to be a great event. All the legends. Dory Funk Jr. may be there. It's just an awesome event. He's been there in the past. But I want to talk to Bob about this because to me it's so interesting. All right, so tell me this. You started wrestling in 8th grade in East Lansing, Michigan?
Yes.
And then you went to high school, and as a freshman, you made the high school team as a heavyweight, but you didn't win a match that freshman year.
No, but I did have that draw. I did have that one.
There you go. There you go. You did have the one draw. But then, because of the guidance, tell me if I'm saying it wrong, of Coach Joe DeBello, that he helped you, and by your senior year, you went 27-0 and won a state title.
Correct.
Now,
I was
go ahead. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
I was heavyweight only because I was the only guy in the school that weighed over 200 pounds. That's why.
Even as a freshman, wow. From there, you end up going on a football scholarship to Michigan State University.
Correct.
Now, here we go. So, Bob, did you have aspirations of being an NFL football player?
No.
Then what was the reason behind, just because you were able to get a scholarship and be able to go to college? Was that the reason then to play football in college?
Yes. I was decent at football, and they offered a scholarship. The football program, basically, like think about Alabama. The football program supports mostly all the other sports, football and basketball. Wrestling didn't have that many, does not have the Michigan State wrestling program has maybe 1/10 the scholarships of the football team. And so I did both sports. I played football and I wrestled. But my main love was wrestling. But I played football. Yeah, I played 2 seasons. I wasn't that good. I mean, I was okay, but I was not good enough to get a scholarship. But there were, I think, 5 All-Americans on the freshman team. We had a legendary coach, and I was okay. But I didn't have a love for it like I did wrestling. Wrestling is just. I'm sorry, you were going to ask me to expound. I don't believe you asked me.
No, Bob. That's perfect. You can expound on this one. I think that was good because I wanted to get through some of the stuff quickly, but then also expand on a couple of things. And this is a good one because you ended up at Michigan State, and I was going to ask you, did you try Michigan? Because there's always that Michigan State-Michigan rivalry.
No, my dad was an engineering professor at Michigan State, and he had a 27-year career as a professor there. So I had a natural. We lived about a mile from campus. From my home to the dorm I lived in as a freshman was about a half mile. My parents, coincidentally, my dad took a job with Michigan State. He took it, but the rest of the family went to Okinawa in the near Japan. As I left for college, so my family left the United States, and I moved, like I say, a half mile to a dorm on Michigan State University. But no, I never considered the University of Michigan. Well, they didn't make any offers for one thing, and I already had a relationship with the wrestling coach at Michigan State. He was a neighbor that I delivered his paper when I had a paper out in 7th and 8th grade. And as a high school wrestler, my junior and senior year, he asked me to come over and work out with his heavyweight. He had a heavyweight that liked to drink. So I would go out and get sloshed. So the coach would find out about it and would ask me
You were a teacher even back then, teaching the older wrestler. That was his punishment. He had to go in there at 9 in the morning on a Saturday.
Yeah. All I could do was push him around a little bit. I mean, he was a big, strong guy. He later became a Big Ten champion, I think, the next year. But he was good. But he was an older guy. I mean, he had more hair on his face than I had on my whole body. He was being punished for his transgressions. Coach didn't want him drinking during season.
Oh, that's great. And then, Bob, I don't want to get you in any trouble, but is it better being a Spartan than a Wolverine?
Of course.
Go ahead, Bob.
All due respect to, I don't have any fervent hatred for the University of Michigan, but I had a football coach in 7th and 8th grade named Biggie Mott. Google him. Most of the people have never heard of him. He's a Hall of Fame, all-time Hall of Fame player and coach at Michigan. He coached at Michigan State. He played football, I think, at Minnesota. 2-time All-American. Won 2 national championships at Michigan State. He coached our 7th and 8th grade intramural football team. I liked it very much. The reason why his son and I were in the same grade. His son told me that Biggie Mott had been an assistant coach for a guy named Benny Oosterhouse at Michigan. Oosterhouse had asked him not to take the Michigan State job because he didn't want to compete. He knew Biggie was a good coach. He didn't want to compete against him. So when Biggie took the Michigan State job, the first time they played at Michigan State, my buddy Mike Munn, my classmate, was a young guy. He was, 10 years old. He went with his dad, was with his dad and the team in the guest dressing room, the visiting locker room. They had overflowed the toilets, and there was an inch of water with urine and feces in it, and toilet paper, from one end of the dressing room to the other. And Mike told me the story, and since then I've had that the university would not censure that coach or fire him for doing something as despicably disrespectful as that. Well, they got beat that day. Michigan had a far superior team. They got beat 14-7. But Biggie told his team, he says, they're never going to beat us again. And he coached the next 6 years they played him. Michigan State did beat University of Michigan. So that's the basis of any personal animus I have for Michigan, but it has nothing to do with the current state of affairs. They have a basketball coach. I heard he left and went to the pros, but a guy named Boheim that I admired very much. I thought he was a great coach. The football coach is a little bit fervent. I respect him. They had a great coach in Bo Schembechler. It's a quality of a person. To dislike a university, the fans that think they're superior, well, to me, that's like I talked about wrestlers who believe their own publicity. You're being foolish. You're not superior. If we beat you, like in football, I believe we beat them 10 of the last 14 years, and in basketball, we won like 20 of the last 25 games. So it's hard to maintain superiority when you're on the losing end of that algorithm. But anyway, no, I